You're listening to Saturday Morning Media. And now, back to our show. My name is Grant Baciocco, and I invite you to join me on my quest to learn about and experience every Disney park attraction I possibly can. This is Attraction Checklist. Welcome to Attraction Checklist. This episode takes us to Disney California Adventure to take one last ride on the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Located in the Hollywoodland section of the park, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror is described in the guide map by saying, "Drop in if you dare and take the elevator ride of your life." Guests must be 40 inches or taller to ride this attraction, and fast passes are available. The thrill level describes this ride as loud, dark, scary, and a thrill ride with big drops. All those things are certainly true. Now, before we take our service elevator ride all the way to the bottom, let's check out 5 fast facts about the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. 1. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror opened at Disney California Adventure on May 5th, 2004. Following in the footsteps of the version of the attraction in Florida at Disney's Hollywood Studios, the attraction in California used updated technology and a streamlined load system that moves guests through the attraction quicker. 2. The storyline of the attraction sets the date as October 31st, 1939, and to guests who enter the Hollywood Tower Hotel, it appears as if the hotel has become frozen in time on that night. 3. The clip of Rod Serling that is shown in the library pre-show area is from the Twilight Zone episode, It's a Good Life. The voice of Rod Serling, who passed away in 1975, is provided by Mark Silverman. 4. Spread throughout the queue area of the attraction are several Easter egg-style references to the original Twilight Zone television series. 2 among these are the fortune-telling machine from the episode Nick of Time starring William Shatner, and a golden thimble from the episode The After Hours. And 5. At the beginning of this episode, I mentioned taking one last ride on this attraction, and that is because on July 23rd, 2016, Disney announced that the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror at California Adventure is going to be transformed into Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy BREAKOUT, an attraction that is scheduled to debut in summer of 2017. When the audio for this episode was recorded, that was all just still a rumor, but I still touch on it in my thoughts on the attraction after the ride audio. You should also know there is a little bit of editing of the audio during this episode to help cut down on the wait time to board the attraction. Don't fear though, I've left in all the good stuff. After the ride audio, I share my thoughts on the attraction, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well over on the Attraction Checklist Facebook page, which you can find at facebook.com/Attraction Checklist. Once again, this is a binaural recording, so if you have headphones, put them on now, because we are about to experience Disney California Adventure's Twilight Zone Tower of Terror.
The key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Hollywood, 1939. Amid the glitz and the glitter of a bustling young movie town at the height of its golden age, the Hollywood Tower Hotel was a star in its own right, a beacon for the show business elite. Now, something is about to happen that will change all that. The time is now, on an evening very much like the one we have just witnessed. Tonight's story of the Twilight Zone is somewhat unique and calls for a different kind of introduction. This, as you may recognize, is a maintenance service elevator, still in operation and waiting for you. We invite you, if you dare, to step aboard, because in tonight's episode, you are the star, and this elevator travels directly to the Twilight Zone.
seatbelt fastened, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the elevator at all times. And do take special care to supervise your children. Thank you. Estimados huéspedes, por su seguridad, una vez a bordo, por favor, permanezcan sentados y mantengan sus manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del elevador en todo momento. Y por favor, vigile a sus niños. Gracias.
Middle road up, both those arms all the way up and your arms up. Tug the yellow tab on your right hand side, tug the yellow tab on your right hand side. Thank you. And bottom row up, both those arms all the way up and your arms up, bottom row. Tug the yellow tab on your right hand side, tug the yellow tab on your right hand side. Tug the yellow tab real quick, thank you. Please stay clear, the sliding gate will be closing at lightning fast speed. Hotel management asks keep hold of all loose items. This includes hats, glasses, purses, loved ones. Hold them tight. There'll be no flash photography or video recording during your stay. Are there any other questions, comments, concerns? Too late.
You are the passengers in a most uncommon elevator. About to take the strangest journey of your lives. Your destination unknown, but this much is clear. A reservation has been made in your name for an extended stay. Wave goodbye to the real world. For you have just entered the Twilight Zone. What happened here to dim the lights of Hollywood's brightest showplace is about to unfold once again. One stormy night long ago, 5 people stepped through the door of an elevator and into a nightmare. That door is opening once again, but this time, it's opening for you. you check into a deserted hotel on the dark side of Hollywood, make sure you know just what kind of vacancy you're filling, or you may find yourself a permanent resident of the Twilight Zone.
Welcome back. Check out us down the hallway to your right.
Please gather your belongings and watch your step as you exit through the elevator doors. We trust your stay at the Hollywood Tower Hotel.
And there you have Twilight Zone Tower of Terror here at Disney California Adventure. This is a really fun ride. I like this ride a lot. I don't know if it's one necessarily I go on every single time, depending on the wait, but it usually seems this is a good one to get a Fast Pass for, because the Fast Pass is usually not too far away from the time that you get it, depending on what time of the day you're here. I love the theming of this ride. The elevator is so smooth. I am a Twilight Zone fan, so I like the little nods to the Twilight Zone, like the little girl lost and the fortune teller machine that's inside the lobby. And I today for the very first time saw people call it the dead body, but the feet with the shoes that are underneath the stairs, depending on which elevator you get into. I'll put a picture in the show notes for this episode of those feet. This is a fun ride. Now, of course, I have to address the rumor that they may possibly be retheming it for Guardians of the Galaxy. I am probably the biggest Marvel fan, one of the biggest Marvel Cinematic Universe fans you will find. I love all the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm actually going to kind of hate to see Tower of Terror, Twilight Zone taken off of this, just because I like the Twilight Zone. So, but I will be very interested to see if the rumors are true, and they do change this over. They'll be very interested to see how they make it work, because just the outside of the building is just so fantastic. So this is a fun ride. I like it a lot. What do you think of Twilight Zone Tower of Terror? Do you agree or disagree with my thoughts on the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror at Disney California Adventure? Join the conversation on the Attraction Checklist Facebook page over at facebook.com/attraction checklist. Also, for sources and links to this episode, visit the website over at attractionchecklist.com. What attraction should we go on next? Send me an email at hello@saturdaymorningmedia.com, or you can let me know on Twitter, where my username is ToasterBoy, or you can post on the aforementioned Attraction Checklist Facebook page. Attraction Checklist is a production of Saturday Morning Media and is made possible by Saturday Morning Media Patreon patrons who've gone to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up a monthly donation for as little as $1 a month. Huge thanks to Shay Stewart, Mer Lafferty, Jeff Peterson, Dale Gadania, Stephen Staver, Jackie Klimo, Melissa Crawford, Chuck, Matthew Wayne Selznick, Dave Slusher of the Evil Genius Chronicles, Mike Coughlin, Dorothy Baciocco, John D., Kathy Crawford, Brian Greer, Carrie Whitney, Chuck Tomasi, Chris Foster, Stephen Ing, Clinton of ComedyForecast.com, Vicky DeVries, Mike Wobschall, Twitter user Butts and Gear, a.k.a. Wildcat, Eve Cunning, Mike Hamilton, Gaston Moreno, and Reed Loveland. If you'd like to support this show and the other fun content from Saturday Morning Media, become a patron. Head on over to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up your donation today. You can also tell a friend about the show or leave us a review on iTunes. And while you're over at iTunes, be sure to click that subscribe button. If you do that, more people will find out about the show. Thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you next time on Attraction Checklist. Attraction Checklist is copyright 2016 Saturday Morning Media, Grant Baciocco, executive producer. All rights reserved. www.saturdaymorningmedia.com.
You've been listening to Saturday Morning Media. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.